Quran says, you know the ayah which was recited. The first ayah is, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu ruk'u wasjudu wa'budu rabbakum waf'alul khaira la'allakum tuflihun. First of all, the duties of those who claim to be momin is to bow before Allah, to prostrate before Him, and to become slaves unto Him. Wa'buduhu waf'alul khair. And do and performs the act of charity. Now when one is abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if he is really a total obedient to Allah, what else charity remains? This charity, because we also establish foundations and institutions for this charitable purpose. I give you 3 levels of service to man. You want to serve humanity? 3 levels. One is common to all the people, irrespective of religion. Hindus are far ahead of us Muslims to establish the institutions of charity, charitable institutions, orphanages, some place where widows can be looked after. They used to build sarais where travelers could rest for the night, and they were provided with food also. Digging wells so that people can get water. So you feed the hungry, you clothe the one who doesn't have clothes with him. You arrange for treatment and medicines for those who can't afford. All these are acts of charity. And these charities, I recited, a verse from English. Charities that soothe and heal and bless are scattered over the feet of man like flowers. These are there. You can pick up the flowers. They are before your feet. So every man can do it. And please note, before the beginning of Wahi, this type of charity was at its climax in the life of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Caring for the needy, feeding the hungry, supporting the orphans and the widows, and so on and so forth. Entertaining the travelers, and so on and so forth. But now, when the commandment has come, Qum fa'anzir. Gird up your loins, stand up, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Leave this blanket. Ya ayyuhal muddassir, Qum fa'anzir. Warn people that your life is not this life only. Your life, real life, begins after death, after resurrection. That is the real life. وَإِنَّ دَارَ الْآخِرَةَ لَهِيَ الْحَيَوَانِ لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. Real life is the life of the hereafter. Only if they had known it. Man thinks this is my life. Oh no. This is a period of testing. خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. We claim to believe in Akhirah. But if you peep into your hearts and minds, you will find that the ratio proportion is in our minds. This life of this world is the real book, and Akhirah is only an appendix to it. While the reality is that this life is only a foreword. The real book of life will commence from the day of resurrection. And that life has to continue forever and forever. To warn people, they are forgetful. Just like if you are sitting by a road and you see a blind man is going, he can't see, but you know that the road has been digged by people of telephone department, some other department. And he will fall because he can't see, he's blind. And you say, okay, beware, there's a ditch before you. This is the warning. And if you find that he is deaf also, he's not listening to your warning, maybe you run and catch him by his clothes when he's falling in the ditch. And this is exactly what the Prophet said. The example of what I'm doing to you is that there's a very big ditch, you may say, pit, very big pit, full of fire. And because you can't see it, you want to throw yourself into it. And I am trying to save you by catching you by your clothes. So, this is the responsibility. The Ummah has been created solely for this purpose. The collective duty of Muslims is وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. In the verses which were recited, the first ayah I told you, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ irka'u wasjudu wa'budu rabbakum waf'alul khaira. But I was telling you, this was the second level of service to humanity, to try to save them from the fire of hell on the day of judgment. Is it not much important? For that life which is eternal, you are caring for his hunger, not caring for him that he is going to be thrown into hell. And the third level, waf'alul khair, do good deeds, charitable deeds. Third level is very important, and it is specific for Quran and Allah. The third level is that there is hunger in your society to whom you want to feed. But what is the reason of this hunger? The wrong and unjust distribution of wealth. This system, this capitalistic system, under this, the rich are growing more and more and more rich, and the poor are going down more and more and more poor. Unless you change this system to bring about a revolution, to establish the just social order, just economic order, where there should be equitable distribution of wealth, that is the real service. You have a machine. This machine is creating hunger, poverty, neediness on the one hand, and richness on the other. Break this machine. As I quoted the verse of Allama Iqbal, Guftan jahane ma aya be tumi sazat. Oh Iqbal, Allah said to me, do you like the system, the world in which I have sent you? Guftan jahane ma aya be tumi sazat, guftam ke nami sazat. I said, no, this is not just. There's no justice. There's no fair play. There's no equitable distribution of the wealth. Guftan ke barham zan. On this Allah said, okay, break it, finish it, tear it down. To tear down such an unjust social order, where there is inequitable distribution of wealth, is the biggest service to humanity. Not that this machine is creating poverty and you are only feeding the hungry. No. Break away this machine tear it down, which is creating poverty.